caros ouvintes e espectadores do Troca Fitas. Estamos aqui com a nossa primeira entrevista internacional do Troca Fitas e estou aqui com uma banda da qual eu sou fã há mais de 10 anos. Conheci eles pelo YouTube, inclusive, um meio que você pode estar assistindo-nos agora. Estou aqui com dois dos Chucks, tem vários Chucks nessa banda, falaremos sobre isso, da banda da Suécia, The CHUCK NORRIS EXPERIMENT. How are you, Chuck and Chuck? Can you introduce yourselves to us?
Hey, it's all good here. Chuck the Ripper here. I play guitar in the CHUCK NORRIS Experiment. Nice to have you, of you to have us in the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Chuck Ransom. I'm vocalist, singer, screamer in CHUCK NORRIS Experiment. It's nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, it's been forever since we spoke like via email and so on in chat, but the first time seeing you guys like via cam. So
yeah.
Sorry for that.
By my side too. Well, I'd like to let you introduce the band to the Brazilian public, since you are from Sweden, Gothenburg, right?
Yes.
So if you could do like a quick introduction of the band.
Yeah, the Ripper. Go.
Hey, yeah. So we're the CHUCK NORRIS Experiment from Gothenburg, Sweden. You know, the West Coast. I think a town known mostly for metal, but I would say we are a action hard rock band that kicks ass. You know, more classic hard rock with an attitude than the rest of the Gothenburg scene. There are a few exceptions with cool bands, but yeah, that's basically us. 5-piece that's been around for over 20 years. So yeah, we've been doing this now for a while, and we know our shit basically.
Yeah. I've got to know you guys via YouTube, like from more than 10 years ago, and I think I fell in love with your sound because it sounds a lot like those bands that they don't have like a subgenre like attached to it. Like it's rock, it's powerful, it's like Super Suckers and Turbo Negro and a lot of bands that they just do their rock and roll and doesn't let and they can change the sound if they like, but it's not like going deeply into subgenre and subgenre because it's mostly rock, right?
Yeah, thanks a lot. That's a good compliment. You know, we do our thing, and it's our thing. That's we like to have it that way. It's perfect.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, and it's you can't change that too much. It's straight in the face rock and roll. It's you can change studio and you can change band members and you can change instruments, but I think we're gonna sound the same anyway. You know, we have it's a certain way of playing rock and roll. It's action rock. It's nice.
Yeah. It's loud, it's fast, it's just rock and roll on its pure form, right? You're rock and roll, right?
Yeah, and I like this kind of rock and roll. It's, you know, there's no you don't have to, as you say, it's not a gimmick, it's not political, it's nothing, it's just good fun. We play rock and roll to have fun, you know. It's no bullshit, it's just rock.
Cool. I'd like to address the band name. It's actually a tribute to a blues guitarist, not the Chuck Norris that most of the world are familiar with, right? How many people still show up to your concerts or talk to you expecting like a martial arts compliment or homage?
Not that many anymore, to be honest. And a little bit, I miss the Chuck Norris jokes a little bit because they have sort of died as well. But
I believe
so
here in
many
Brazil,
anymore.
Brazil it will come back because
let's hope so. They were fun.
They were fun, and people always brought new ones to the shows, and it's good fun. And in the beginning of like when we started the band, we had some lawyers or such from Texas contacting us, telling us to change the band name. So So, but I mean, we live in Sweden. What can they do? You know?
Great. That's great because this kind of harassment, it's like it's horrible, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You're a band from Gothenburg. How much does the city music scene influence the Chuck Norris Experiment sound?
Not much.
Yeah.
No,
Not much.
as we
But I mean, Chuck the Ripper and the bass player Chuck Dakota, they are a bit younger than me and the rest of the band, so they are, you know, listen. I guess you listened a lot to At the Gates and In Flames and bands like
all the
like metal
stuff and
bands.
so on,
Yeah.
So I mean, you can hear it on the guitar playing and the bass playing. They have some metal feeling to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Marcus, also the drummer here, Chuck Bass.
Yeah.
Coming, he actually built that scene to a great extent from his former bands. You know, he used to play in Ceremonial Oath, who was sort of the founders of the Gothenburg sound scene, which is really cool. But yeah, as you said, it's in the background, but it's, you know, still it's pure rock and roll what we're doing.
Sweden, it's a place with a lot of great rock and roll bands, right? Because when a new band erupts, and I try to find where they came from, like Sweden, it's a sweet spot for rock and roll, right? So I could say that, like, from, it's not like 100 of bands that I know from Sweden, but the ones that I know, they're pretty good. They're above average.
Yeah, I think Sweden and Norway have a good amount of great rock bands, you know. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why it's so cold all the time. You stay inside when you play with your friends, you know, play bands. It's
cold and dark. In winter the sun sets at 3 in Gothenburg, so there's not much to do after that. So we play rock.
That's something that a lot of bands that are from places like Sweden and so on, they say, like, there's nothing else to do, so we like apply to rock and roll. It just and that's why it comes out so good.
Especially when you're younger. I guess that's a good community, you know. There's always people around, and there's parties and there's concerts. Of course, it's good fun.
Cool.
And to be able to be a part of it, it's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you just celebrated like 20 years as a band, right? You've been like from 2004, is that correct?
Yeah, so I think we're up to 22 years 22. Now. Yeah?
And now you're with you're always releasing new stuff. I guess the Chuck Norris Experiment is a band that never like gets a lot of time without releasing something like a cover or a live album or something new. You've just released like new music, right?
Yep. Yeah, we keep busy. I think it's Ransom's achievements here a lot, pushing and making sure that we stay on top of it and make sure that there's new music coming all the way. And we have this beauty, as you mentioned, just out.
You have that one too? It's crazy, man. Yeah.
What are the odds?
Great album cover, by the way. I love your album covers. They're great.
We work with a guy in Germany called Stefan who makes these covers for us. It's fantastic.
And it's out on vinyl. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's very limited. What was it, 200 pieces or something like that?
200 copies. Yeah.
Cool. If since you mentioned, like, if someone from Brazil would like to buy a vinyl Chuck Norris Experiment album, how could he do it? Should he reach out to you and you could talk how it could go? I believe that's the best way to do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Or just visit our Bandcamp page.
Cool.
We have all our merchandise is available on the Bandcamp.
By the way, I have a Chuck Norris Experiment shirt that's still with me. It's like still holding on, like, and I had it I believe for like more than 10 years now. And it's still holding on. So if you is listening or watching would like to buy a Chuck Norris Experiment shirt, that they last long, man, because mine is still
quality.
It's been through hell and back, and it's still holding on.
Perfect.
Fantastic, yeah. Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah. See, like the one thing that we mentioned, like all the band goes by Chuck, like Chuck Ransom and Chuck the Ripper and so on. Does that get confusing when you travel or something like that? Because like the start of this interview, I asked you before we started recording, how should I call you guys?
Yeah. No, no, it doesn't get confusing at all. We don't use those names when we're traveling. You know,
Yeah.
it's it's okay.
Airport security would be difficult, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes backstage when someone who don't know us wants something, then that's, I guess that's the only time it gets confusing, when someone shouts "shock."
And you all answer it at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Chuck that's closer is like the Chuck that responds, the first responder.
Yep.
Like I mentioned, like bands that I related to your band, and you shared the stage with bands like the Helicopters and Turbo Negro, and like even they Exploited. How is there a concert or show that stands out as cool experience with like big bands that they do the same sonic experience as you guys are doing? Like it's just pure rock and roll. The ones that I mentioned, like Turbo Negro, Exploited, and Helicopters, Mondo Generator. You have a split album with Nico Oliveri even, and how is that like connecting with other bands that are like they're huge, right? Some of them.
Yeah. I mean, mostly when we end up like that, it's like we're playing a festival or something like this with other bands. But for me, it was a great moment. Just a few weeks ago, we played with a Swedish band called Sator. They've been around since I was a kid, and they're one of the biggest Swedish bands, you know.
Yeah.
And we played a show with them in Jönköping. It was really, really cool. It was like something I wanted to do for 30 years or 40 years maybe. So it was things like that is after such a long time, it's very important. Gives you that really good feeling, you know. Meet up with and they are all nice guys. I don't think we have met any band that's been really assholes, right?
No. Soto is super nice and friendly and really down to the earth and cool guys. That was a really fun night.
Yeah. And we play with Nick Oliveri. Then you can before you know him, you can maybe be a little bit nervous. Sure. There's a lot of stories about that guy, but he was like super absolutely cool. Fantastic. Yeah.
Had so many good jokes and stories and whatnot. So we were laughing most of the time, hanging out with him. So it was good.
We were hanging out with him both in Los Angeles and Gothenburg, and it's been very, very nice.
Yeah, I met him when he came with the Dwarves to Brazil. And he's like just I believe most of the guys from bands, even huge bands, if you just talk to him like everyday people, they are just everyday people. They just have a great band and they rock, but they're great. And even huge band that I'm not talking like rock and roll here, but I got to know that when Coldplay came to Brazil, one of the last time that they came, like a lot of people don't talk about Chris Martin, that he's great. He walked through the streets and didn't matter. Like he talked to everyone, and he's a great guy. That's something that when you're in a band touring with huge bands, you get the experience that most of the guys and the girls and everyone, like, they're cool. They're not like.
Yes, I think most of the guys and girls who plays in bands, they are just people that like music, you know.
Yeah.
So
and everyone has started out in some dirty rehearsal room in the basement somewhere, and I don't think any of the rock people take it for granted and sort of let it go to their head. I think that's also a big part of it, that
Yeah.
Only Mick Jagger.
Yeah, maybe him
Yeah.
then.
Yeah,
But
I
it's,
think
you know,
he's a real dick.
let's go back to your new album. I'd like you guys to like describe your new album and how. I know you have a lot of albums and a lot of work since we talk about that, but since the people from Brazil could not know your discography, if you like talked about your new album and which albums are a good start for the new public to start listening to the Chuck Norris Experiment.
Yeah, our new album is called Hot Stuff 3, and it's a compilation of non-album tracks.
Yeah.
That not on. So Chuck the Ripper is going to tell you everything about that album right now.
Exactly, as we said, it's a beauty, and I think we have collected these tracks from various recordings since the last 10 years or something, and it's a bunch of covers, it's a bunch of original songs, and I think it's really cool. I think we managed to do all these recordings in the same studio, so the sound of it is like really, it sounds like it's a record as such, recorded at the same time. So I think that kind of brings it together, and it's a really kick-ass, loud, in-your-face rock album. I mean, even songs like we do a Sex Pistols cover, and Ransom starts off with a Judas Priest scream in your face, just stating, okay, it's a punk cover, but we play rock and roll. Schmack. There you go. Also, like Stairway to the Stars by Blue Oyster Cult. Really fun cover, which I don't think we have ever rearranged a song that much before. I mean, the main riff we use is like that's 5 seconds in the end of the original song. That we brought on full on and play a lot more. And yeah, basically, it's us having fun with music we like, and putting the Chuck stamp on it. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think maybe when you go into the studio to record a new studio album, you're very focused on, you have to make all this, you try to make it sound like an album, But when we go in and record one song for a weekend or 2 songs for a weekend, it's more playful and more fun for some reason. I think we don't follow the same rules when we record these cover songs and B-sides and stuff like this. And I think you can hear it. It's a lot of joy in the recordings.
Yeah. I'm like going through your discography here. I'm checking the cell phone, right? Because you have like a lot of recording, and I can't pick which ones to choose from them for the people to.
If you want to start with one of our albums, I think you should start with the one called "This Will Leave a Mark." It's from 2020, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's pretty new, but it's my favorite Chuck Norris Experiment album. I don't know why, but it's I think the songs are all really cool, and we have a great sound, and we were in a good place when we did that record.
I think we nailed it on that one for sure.
Yeah. That's a very good way to start.
Yeah, it was recorded during the pandemic, right? Like during 2020. You recorded like separate, or you
no, maybe that's why it's good, because we didn't meet each other,
No, I think the Sweden was good with that. We actually had to meet each other, but there was nothing else to do. Maybe that was the reason.
But
you couldn't do live shows. You couldn't do anything.
A good country to be during those days. Like you had a good, not a good experience, right? But a better experience than Brazil and some countries that had a rough
we
time.
didn't close down, so but but we had a lot of time to work on that record. So This Will Leave a Mark is a good start.
Good. I would like to recommend like my personal favorite, because it was the first one that I got, and I have on CD. It's right there, but I can't reach right now. But it's like on my collection. It's Right Between the Eyes from 2014. The first song I've listened to, I believe it was Black Ladder, and it's like a tour de force for the
And that's also a very good record. I like that one too. I think
Yeah.
that's the one. That's the biggest record we made. That's the one who sold most records.
Yeah.
I believe
Sold out on the CDs the day of the release, and we actually ended up on the Swedish top chart.
good.
Yeah.
Man, I
with
didn't
this
know
record.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it reached me via I believe the YouTube algorithm like sent me on the related
Okay.
videos. Maybe because of
right.
that, because of the success of this record. Maybe
Could be, yeah. Could be, yeah.
so thank you for right between the eyes for getting me.
Yeah. I like that one. It was a long time since I heard anything from that one. I have to play it again.
Yeah.
And I'd like to recommend like my personal favorite, since I'm the host of the podcast. So like my opinion is important right here. Like I believe, like Right Between the Eyes, Chuck Me. It's another album that needs to be heard. And then just to bring it all back, like the Chuck Norris Experiment first album from 2005, right?
Yeah.
Just to see how it all started. I believe that's a good trio to start listening.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah. The first record is fun. It's a bit different. It's recorded completely analog with a tape and old school recording. I think you can hear it. It's a big sound,
Yeah, it's the punkest Chuck Norris Experiment album, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe.
Cool. Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
That's because of all the shit you're in. Shit doesn't matter now. Take a final bow. Surprise.
And well, I know it's hard nowadays, but I don't know how. But would you like to come to Brazil someday and like tour? But I don't think you ever came to the South America. How was your touring so far from like this 20 years career?
I mean, yeah, we of course mainly been to Europe. We managed to get to the US a while back and did a couple of shows, but I mean, South America would be really cool.
Yeah.
It seems the rock scene there
I
is
have
really
never been
cool.
to South America, so
no, me neither. So that would be
fantastic.
Yeah. Nowadays it's harder because of most like those big companies like ruling the travel and but that's something I hope this interview like gets something turned on to help you come to South America, not only Brazil but Argentina. It's a great place for rock and roll. They are rockers from the heart. That I believe that's the rockiest place on South America, Argentina. Because they have rock radios. They love rock and roll. They have, and Latin rock is something that Brazilian rock is different because of the size of our country. Like we have a lot of different styles, but the other Latin rock scene that goes through Argentina, Chile, Colombia, we have a lot of rock and roll bands that it would be good to bring you guys here and play along and get to know this kind of stuff. So you played like we talk about touring. You've played like huge stages to tiny bars. What's the difference in the concert for you guys, and what's the most fun you have, like on huge audience, or you're the kind of band that likes going to small crowds that are wild? What's the most fun you have like playing for a live audience?
I think live, it's that we only really know one way to do it, and it's in your face. Sort of. I think from the band point of view, I think we only have one gear and we do it our way. Of course, it's a bit different playing in a club and playing on a big stage, but like as we said, playing on the big stages, usually there's a few of us down in the audience anyway, in their face. So that kind of thing is sort of the same. But I mean, of course, I remember we did our first like arena show with the German band called Massendefekt. They were kind enough to let us open for that. That was, of course, a fantastic experience. to have that many people in
yeah.
front of us.
Yeah, it's very
really cool.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah, but
also
we-
like these really small club shows, like for example the Soto show that we did a few weeks ago. There was a small or fairly small club, but really packed. That's also really fantastic to have everyone in your face and being really turned on. That's fantastic.
You get closer to the audience, right? So you
Exactly,
get
yeah.
a different vibe from it. You kind of
that's my favorite to have. To be small places. Absolutely. I mean, if we play a big stage, we don't spread out over the stage. We still stand in front of the drum set. We still play the stage as it's a small stage. Because I like that. I think a small stage is. I mean, I don't want to have him standing 10 meters away. That's stupid, We rock together, not
yeah. I think that could be a reason why you guys like get those good albums and good songs going on, because those bands that get huge and they don't even speak to each other, then they get like very apart on stage. They don't even talk to each other. Like they go, they play, they leave.
Yeah.
Each one of them has their own dressing room, their own car, and they don't even look at each other. They just that's like the band is basically dead, right?
That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
Sometimes I think Yuki wants that, but
yeah, they just release something to.
I think it wouldn't work for us, to be honest. I think we're used to sitting each other's lap and being annoying. I think that creates a bit of a nerve as well.
Then you become Oasis, right?
We don't have any money to have two cars. We have one tour van, and that's a small one.
The poorer the band, the greater the sound, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because you have to do most with the little that you get, and then I believe that creates the raw sound, and it comes from the heart, because you don't have a lot of things to distract you from your true sound, right?
And there's not any other people that tell you what to do. I think that's the problem when bands go big. They have to follow record labels and managers and people like that. We don't have anyone like that, so it's a good thing.
Someone from the outside tries to mess up with your songs and say you don't have a single. Where is my single?
So many bands have been destroyed because of that. Absolutely.
I'm bands that I love, like they're huge and they're diluted right now, if you like that word. But Green Day, it's a band that I truly enjoyed, like their sound earlier, and then they released an album that I don't even listen to, because that sounds like the record company like told them to do, like Father of All. It's a horrifying record, and I kind of try to forget that they released that because it's awful, man. And I believe they think it's awful. They never played anything from that album. I mean, it seems like a joke on the record company. They just, you need another album.
Maybe that I'm sure that happens all the time.
That would be cool, like the releasing something bad just to mess with the record label. Well, we're reaching the end of our interview for now, so I would like to, you guys, we always do this, so I would like you guys to recommend a band or album, not yours but a band that you think our viewers would like to know. We always try to recommend bands and artists to each other and to our audience. So I would like a band that you think our audience would like to get to know. Okay, should I start, Tommy?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a Swedish band called Lowrider. I started listening to them back in 2001, I think, and they released their first album in 2001. I've been listening to it for 20 years, and 2021 they released album number 2, which is also a fantastic album. And next month I will see them live for the first time. I've been waiting 26 years. Yeah.
Great.
It's going to be fantastic. I hope it's going to be fantastic.
You tricked me into following now, so I hope it will be good.
I hope
so
they don't disappoint.
Lowrider. You can start with the new album. It's amazing. It's some kind of desert stoner rock with some action rock feeling to it.
Good.
Yeah, it's
Great.
it's my favorite band.
Cool. Yeah. No, I had to. You gave me some time to think here, but I think I'm going to recommend a Finnish band called the Rockets. We played Helsinki last week, 2 weeks ago, and they played this festival as well, and they were a great surprise. Obviously, I think that's one of the most fun ways to discover new music is live.
Yeah.
So obviously we heard them, and releases and so on has been popped up in your flow, but they had a really intense, great rock and roll live show, and really down to the core action rock music. So yeah, a lot of fun. Check them out.
And very nice guys.
They're Finnish, so of course.
Great.
You think so, yeah?
Well, thank you guys for showing up for this interview. We tried to have a interview for a long time, and now it's done.
Yeah.
And thank you for your music that I love, and I hope our viewers love too. I hope they get our recommendation for 4 or 5 albums that we've done, and then they go through the whole discography. And I would like you guys to leave a message for the Brazilian audience that are just meeting you.
Yeah, I mean, thanks a lot for having us. First of all, it's been a pleasure. And for all Brazilians, I hope we can meet in person sometime. It would be really fun to come to Brazil, visit your country, and whole South America for that matter as well, and play some rock for you. I would love that.
Great.
Yeah, book us to your festivals.
Yeah, that's the main way to drive international bands here is like to festivals.
Yeah.
I'll try to help you guys if I have some power, and which I don't, but I will try to.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
To help you guys. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for your new album. That's a great album. And could you show the cover for us one last time, because that's a
there
great.
It is.
Yeah,
it's a beauty
stuff. Free. And I hope to see you guys soon in person.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a
red vinyl.
Yeah, I love colored vinyl, man.
It's really cool.
Thank you. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, and thank you for like rocking and keeping things true. I believe that's.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, because.
And thank you for having us. Thank you for the podcast. Thank you for keeping up rock and roll in Brazil, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a nice day or night. I don't think you. I believe you're doing the day, right?
Afternoon.
Afternoon, yeah.
Great, man. Thank you. Nice to see you guys.
Yeah, same to you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Same to you. Bye.